Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So this is lecture 4, which is agroecology, or topic 4 from syllabus. You can see it in your syllabus. That is agroecology, cropping patterns, as indicators of environment. So this is the topic for today, and it is little bit long topic because here we have got agroecology. So we are going to divide this topic in two parts so that the lecture doesn't become too much lengthy. In 4a, and the remaining parts we will cover in 4b. So this is actually today we are going to cover 4a. So what is agroecology? How will you define agroecology? You can define it as a system that enhances fertile landscape landscapes, increases yields, restores soil health, biodiversity, promotes climate resilience, and improves farmers' well-being. Do make notes. So this is how will you define agroecology. It is a system that enhances fertile landscapes, increases yields, restores soil health, restores biodiversity, promotes climate resilience, and improves farmers' well-being. So this is how we can define agroecology, and it is now been recognized worldwide. It is called worldwide recognition. You can move to many countries, they all divide their landforms, divide their regions as per agroecosystems. These practices are even supported by many world organizations like FAO, IFCC, and you can see many NGOs support it. So agroecology becomes a very interesting all over around farmers, all around agriculture, and it is a kind of solution. It is a solution against industrial food systems. You know there are very harmful effects of industrial food systems. We will talk later. So the agroecology is a solution for those harmful effects. So I hope you all understand what agroecology is. Now we will look into some benefits of agroecology. It actually deals with the problems of local areas, local problems with local solutions. It contextualized the local problems with local solutions. It enhances the use of science with traditional knowledge. Or local knowledge. whatever you want to say. It takes into account science, but it also takes into account the traditional and local languages of the area. It enhances the capacity of producers and communities as a key agent of change. It enhances capacity of producers, and that what becomes key agent of change. Without awareness in the producers, no change can take place. Without giving knowledge to the farmers, how they will know about the demerits of chemical fertilizers, chemical pastes. So we need to enhance the capacity of producers. It places a strong focus on rights of women. In rural areas, we know that women are very much participative in agriculture. They participate in agriculture with so much enthusiasm, as the male counterparts sometimes go to cities for work as laborers. The women remaining in a home do the agriculture works. It also focuses on rights of indigenous people, indigenous knowledge. So that's what agroecology does. Moving next, it actually doesn't focuses on changing practices. Means it doesn't focus on changing sustainable practices. It enhances sustainable and local practices and focuses on changing unsustainable agriculture systems, industrial agriculture systems. So it focuses to change industrial agriculture systems and transform them into sustainable and local systems that are beneficial and less harmful to the environment, the soil, our natural resources. So this is the benefits of agroecology. I hope you all understand. आप सबको समझ में आ रहा है कि एग्रो इकोलॉजी जो हमारे जो पुरखों की नॉलेज है, जो जनरेशन टू जनरेशन पास होती जा रही है, हमारी ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज है, उस पर अधिक फोकस करता है. हालांकि हम लोग साइंस अकाउंट में लेते हैं, हम लोग विज्ञान को नहीं छोड़ते हैं, पर विज्ञान को उसके साथ कनेक्ट कर देते हैं. विज्ञान, साइंस प्लस ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज with local solutions to local problems. So this is what agroecology overall is. Moving on, what are the major threats? Next topic, major threats to agro ecosystem. This question has been asked previously also. What are the major threats to agro ecosystem? So first of all, there are some common threats we all know, that is environmental degradation. Example, you can say metal pollution, industrial pollution. So these things degrade our environment, and without the good favorable environment, we are not able to cultivate good crops, and this is threatening our agroecosystem. Climate change, greenhouse gas emissions, newly developed disease and pests. We all know about climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. There are different kinds of pests and diseases that newly develop and threats to the some agroecosystem. Some exotic species come and threat to some agroecosystem. Habitat loss, loss of biodiversity, soil degradation and deterioration. So these are the common threats of agro ecosystem. I don't think there is much to know, and you can elaborate it as per you. Keep making notes. These are very useful topics. Moving next, I hope you all understand the major threats of agro ecosystem. Moving next, we have got climatic parameters related to agro ecosystem. What are the climatic parameters related to agro ecosystems. This is also been asked, sorry, and there is nothing such tough thing. You all know some climatic parameters: rainfall or precipitation, you got temperature, moisture in air pressure, or other parameters dependent on air. We have got topography, which kind of topography is it? Is it plain? Is it mountain? It is valleys. So these are the some common climatic parameters related to agro ecosystem. I hope you will elaborate it as per you. Moving on to next topic or question that has been asked: reasons for. How will you make notes? I think I should tell you, because making proper notes is very important. Suppose we are making notes for reasons for agro ecosystem losing diversity. This is common, that is traits and same, but we will discuss. So take a page or a sheet in which, or a copy page where you want to make notes, and in a separate page give a heading, write this. For the next topic I go take a separate page and give heading and write this. This way you will make notes as per the topics, and that will be very helpful at the end of this course. All the questions will come from them. So what are the reasons for agro ecosystem losing diversity? First of all, loss of crop genetic resource. Why we lost crop genetic resource? Due to adoption of new varieties without conservation of traditional or old varieties. We adopt new varieties and doesn't focus more on conservation of traditional varieties or old varieties. That leads to the loss of or erosion of the genetic material of the old varieties. Moving next, there are many concerns are relating to quantity over quality. What this means? You have got to know about meat, milk. In traditional varieties, the quantity is less. If you अपने देसी गाय के बारे में सुना होगा, अगर आप देसी गाय का दूध लेते हो तो उससे कम दूध निकलते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू हाइब्रिड काउस और जर्सी गाय जिसे हम कहते हैं. पर जो क्वालिटी उसकी होती है, द क्वालिटी ऑफ दिस ट्रेडिशनल स्पीसीज और ट्रेडिशनल एनिमल्स इज वेरी मच हायर देन द adopt or new animals or genetically modified animals. So this is one concern. We confuse what to choose. Should we choose quality or to go with quantity? So this also, choosing quality over choosing quantity over quality leads to losing diversity of quality. So these are the concerns. And number 3, cropping of foreign species or exotic species, which lead to erosion of indigenous species or indigenous genetic pools. Indigenous genetic pools. Use of fertilizers, pesticides led to extinction of local biological methods. Before the invention of fertilizers and pesticide, we were also doing agriculture, but we are using local and biological methods for the control of pests and diseases. So that was more sustainable. But with the invent of fertilizers and pesticides, we forgot these things and its diversity got to lose. And we can also write one more thing: Indian species invasion led to destruction of local species. So these are the common reasons by which agro ecosystem lose its diversity. Hope you understand this. Moving next, what are cropland ecosystems? and its characteristics. So, as I told about making notes, new topic came, cropland ecosystem and its characteristics. So what you will do, take a separate page, leave that page, this space behind it, because you can use to add points on the remaining spaces, and take a new page and write the topic and then write the points for it. What are cropland ecosystem? They are engineered or man-made ecosystems aimed specifically at developing single species of one's choice. It aims at developing specifically a single species of one's choice. So this is cropland ecosystem. We prefer one crop or one species and we keep growing that, keep growing that, keep growing that. So this is what is cropland ecosystem. Its signature feature is reduced genetic variation. Reduced genetic variation. As we grow same crop or same species year after year, season after season, the genetic variations of other crop species is reduced. Full value here, our aim is to get full value from single crop. High quantity of production from single crop. Next characteristics you can write. There you can see high use of fertilizers, pesticides, high irrigation, because we need high production here. We can see cropland ecosystem preferred of crops like rice, wheat, sugarcane, etc. Keep growing these species year after year after year after season after season. So this is the main characteristics of cropland ecosystem, and there are many issues involved with it. First of all, increase in soil erosion due to high use of fertilizers, pesticides, high irrigation through air and water. We lose genetic variability of a place, as we used to grow same species of crops. Leaching of pesticides to groundwater can be seen in these places, as we use high fertilizers with high irrigation. When the irrigation water leaches, it takes the content of fertilizers to the groundwater. We have runoff losses because there is high irrigation. Crops are not going to use every water, they just use only 1% of water, and 99% of water is lost as runoff losses. So this is what cropland ecosystem is. Take a fresh page, moving to next topic. What is agroecology management strategies? This has been asked previously also. How will we manage an agroecology? So first of all, we will optimize the use of locally available resources. We are going to use locally and traditional resources. Example that are produced from local farm systems, from plant, soil, animal, people, etc. So we're going to use that. And we reduce use of off-farm or external or non-renewable inputs. Example, high fertilizers, pesticides. We are going to depend on farm resources that are available on farm. Waste of one becomes input of other. This type of things is integrated farming systems we have seen there. And we need to rely on resources that are present within the agroecosystem. How this will help? This will not lead to the loss of genetic erosion. It will not lead to genetic erosion, because every ecosystem has certain kind of many resources, and we are going to use the same resources. Next you can write that improving cropping patterns to enhance climate and landscape, to enhance long-term climate and landscape, enhance long-term sustainability. I know I'm a little bit slow in teaching this, so what you can do, if you think I am going more slow, you can just increase the playback speed to 1.5, 1.25, 1.75. That suits you, because I am a little bit slow, so you can increase the playback speed. Moving next, we need to conserve biological diversity. The diversity, conserve value of biological diversity, and both in wild and domestic landscapes, and make optimal use of those biological and wild and domestic landscapes or resources available. Optimum use of resources available. We need to take full advantage of local knowledge and practices. Including innovative approaches, many of innovative approaches not yet fully understood by our scientists, but although they are widely used by farmers. So you can use these innovative approaches, take the local knowledge and practices into account. So this is how we need to manage our agroecology or our agroecosystem. The next topic is how take a separate page, how agroecological factors are useful in land use planning. There's certain similar kind of topics as I am taking today, so that you can understand it easily. Make notes. How agroecology offers a range of practices to provide multiple benefits to us. What are those multiple benefits? Helps in high yields, preserves crop genetic resources, PGR, and helps in yield losses. As farmers are using diversified forms. If one form is lost or one doesn't grow properly, he can take use of other forms. Suppose you are growing 5 crops instead of one crop. If one crop one crop has crop failure, then still the 4 crops are giving you enough. And instead, in cropland ecosystem, what you just focus on one crop, and to conserve that crop, to keep that crop so that that crop produces high income, you use high fertilizers, high resources, high irrigation. So that deteriorates our environment, leads to loss of genetic resources, and it helps us in reducing use of chemical fertilizers and save our environment. It helps in proper management of water, fertilizers, and enhances efficiency of these things. You do not get use so much water that most of them are lost in runoff losses. Use optimum quantity. What is needed, we are going to use it. Here crop genetic diversity is preserved. As I am taking so much time, I am telling you this because this is very important. Crop genetic diversity, to preserve crop genetic diversity, agroecology is so much important, very much important. To preserve crop genetic diversity and use traditional knowledge. These are the core concepts of agroecology. And solve local problems with local solutions. Here also, as we use less fertilizers, groundwater is preserved, groundwater, local environment doesn't get polluted, managed properly, and overall it promotes sustainable development. So this is how agroecology factors are used in land use planning. So that's, I think, to avoid the video to get too long, that's all for today. And the next topic in the 4B, we are going to deal with agroecology, agroecosystems of our country, how they're divided, agroclimatic regions of our country. So that we will discuss in the next lecture. So that's all for today. Hope you like this. And for any queries, just comment below. And if you like the video, make notes, keep making notes. That will help at the end of this course. I guarantee that no question will come out of the notes. And do like and subscribe. Thank you.